Hi dear students, welcome to S4 Shania Science classes. Today we are going to discuss about the chemical properties of nonmetals. We have discussed about the chemical properties of metals, we have learned about different reactions. But here the chemical properties of nonmetal very few is there because they does not show that much reactions, right. So anyway, let's go to the first reaction. Here reaction of nonmetals with oxygen. Hope you remember the reaction of metals with oxygen. What they will produce? They will produce metallic oxides, right. The same way here also you can see that nonmetals also react with oxygen to produce their non-metallic oxides. The nature of the non-metallic oxide can be acidic or it can be neutral. For example, if you are taking carbon, which is a non-metal, which will react with that oxygen and it can form carbon monoxide, then it will be a neutral oxide. If it is forming carbon dioxide, then it is an acidic oxide. Why it is an acidic oxide? Because when it is dissolved in water, it will form corresponding acids, right. So carbon dioxide, when it is dissolved in water, it can form carbonic acid, right. So mostly आपने देखा होगा हमारा soda water, right, that bubble water we can say that, right. So aerated drinks, they are actually the carbon dioxide which is dissolved in the water in high pressure. If you are dissolving the carbon dioxide in water, it will be forming a very mild carbonic acid, right. So that's actually you can see that, right. So here carbon, which is a non-metal which will react with oxygen and it can form carbon monoxide which will be a neutral oxide. It can also form that carbon dioxide which is an acidic oxide. Why it is an acidic oxide? Because it behaves that as an acid. Once it is dissolved in water, it can form corresponding acids. So that's why it can form, non-metals can form either acidic oxide or even neutral oxides. One example you have to remember, right. Now we are going to that the reaction of non-metals with water. Actually they do not show any reaction with water. Non-metals do not show any reaction with water, or even cold water le lo aap, hot water le lo, even steam le lo, they doesn't have any reaction, right. So that's you have to remember. But what about metals? Metals actually you can see that some of their vigorously they will react, right. So they will form metal oxides and hydrogen gas, or that can be converted into metal hydroxides, right. So and you can see that they will catch fire even, right. If you haven't gone through that video, I will put the link below the description box. Please go through that and understand. Now the third type of reaction we are discussing here, the reaction of non-metal with dilute acid. Again here non-metals doesn't show any reaction with the dilute acid, right, but metals are actually showing the reaction, but here non-metal haven't have any reaction with the dilute acid. Though that's why it doesn't produce any hydrogen gas, right. If you are taking any non-metals like carbon, sulfur, phosphorus, इसमें से कोई सा भी non-metal एक test tube में ले लो, if you are adding dilute hydrochloric acid or sulfuric acid, you will not get hydrogen gas, right. This is mostly asking a question in the board exam. If you are taking carbon, sulfur or phosphorus etc. in a test tube, and if you are adding hydrochloric acid or sulfuric acid into it, what will be the observation, right. What will be the observation? They doesn't have any reaction because non-metals are that now haven't have any reaction with dilute acids. So there will be no production of hydrogen gas. But if you are taking a metal, then there is a reaction with that acid. It can produce that hydrogen gas which can be understood by pop test, right. Now the next reaction we are going to discuss here, which is that reaction with other salt solutions, right. So here also the same like metals, you can see that here also there will be a displacement reaction. A more reactive non-metal can displace a less reactive non-metal from the salt solution. Example I have given here, you can see that NaBr, sodium bromide, right, which is aqueous, that means a solution of sodium bromide if you are taking, and if you are passing that chlorine gas, you can get that sodium chloride and bromine gas, right. So that's actually aqueous, right, which is dissolved in that. So here what will be that this chlorine which is highly reactive. When you are comparing chlorine and bromine, chlorine is highly reactive. So a highly reactive non-metal can displace, right, a less reactive non-metal from its solution. So this bromine will be displaced and this position will be taken by chlorine. So you will get that NaCl, right, and the bromine will be displaced. You can see that it will get outside, right. So here don't take it as Na, here we are discussing about the non-metal, right. So more reactive non-metal will displace the less reactive non-metal from the salt solution of that, and you can see that Cl will take the place of that bromine, right, and bromine will be come outside. It's just like metal. Metal actually more reactive metal will displace less reactive metal from the salt solution. Here more reactive non-metal is displacing the less reactive non-metal. I hope it is clear about that chemical properties of non-metal. Very few reactions are there. You can easily understand also. Thank you.